Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the first game in the series between the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. This is the Climax Series, and the finale for the Pacific League winner will go on to the Japan Series. We're going to first give you the starting lineups from the visitors from Hokkaido. Leading off in left field, wearing number 12, is Kurihara. Batting second and in center field is number 7, Go Matsumoto. Hitting third at third base is number 21, Kataro Kiyomiya. The cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 99, Franmil Reyes. Batting fifth and right field is number 66, Chusei Manami. Hitting in the sixth spot and playing first base is number 30, Yuya Gunji. Batting seventh and at shortstop is number 43, Tetsuki Mizuno. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 23, Tori Fushimi. And batting ninth at second base, wearing number 9, is Takuya Nakajima. And they're going to be facing Kohei Arihara, who takes to the hill with a 14-7 record. He worked 182 and 2/3 innings this year, 142 hits allowed, 56 runs, 48 were earned. He walked 37 and struck out 137, and he pitched to a 2.36 earned run average. Well, that's your starting lineup for the Fighters. Now your starting lineup for the hometown Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Leading off in right field, wearing number 9, is Yuki Yanagita. Batting second and playing second base is number 0, Hikaru Kawase. Hitting third and playing third base is number 24, Ryoya Kurihara. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 25, Hotaki Yamakawa. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 3, Kensuke Kondo. Batting sixth at shortstop is number 6, Kenta Imamiya. Hitting seventh in left field is number 31, Tomoya Masaki. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 19, Takuya Kai. And batting ninth in center field is number 23, Yukio Shudo. And they're going to be facing the ace of the staff for the Fighters. It is going to be Hiromi Ito, who takes to the hill with a 14-5 record. He's worked 176 in the third innings. He's allowed 150 hits, 60 runs, 52 have been earned. He's walked 39, but he's struck out 161. He's got himself an earned run average of 265. Well, those are your starting lineups for the Fighters and the Hawks. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Our friend Titus is in the house. We welcome you to the stream, and everybody else who listens live or on delay. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. First pitch is right around the corner. We have the opening ceremonies and the first pitch delivered by one of the Fukuoka guests. I'm not sure who Abe is, who threw out the first pitch, but he got some round of applause as he threw a pretty good first pitch, and we'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. Well, we got ourselves a first pitch coming up here in just a couple moments. Kohei Arihara has taken to the hill. He is just beginning his warm-up tosses. Just a couple of notes on the game tonight. It is Kota Yazawa gets the start in left field tonight. That was a bit of a head-scratcher. He hit 111 on the season. He is a dual player for the Fighters. He both pitches and plays in the outfield. Yazawa was originally picked in the 2022 draft. He was the first pick of the Fighters, and he is getting an opportunity to do double duty. He appeared in 17 games as a pitcher. He went 1-2 for the Fighters this year, and mostly of that in relief. And offensively, he did struggle. It's his second season with the club, as he is getting the nod in left field tonight. So it'll be Yazawa, Matsumoto, and Kiyomiya to get things rolling here to face Kohei Arihara. I often wonder how this will affect the ball club. I know that the Giants had played a number of exhibition games against some industrial league teams, and the Hawks, I understand, did something similar, but it is going to affect the timing of the hitters. It may take them a game or so to get back up to speed before they start getting into their own rhythms. So it'll be Yazawa, Matsumoto, and Kiyomiya as Arihara has completed his warm-up tosses. We're about ready to get this one underway. The right-hander working from that stretch position, despite nobody being on, he kicks and delivers a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0 to Yazawa. Yazawa batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Arihara, and of course, a bit of a surprise to see him in the lineup. There's a fastball swung on and popped up into shallow center field. Moving back on it is the second baseman, and that is Kawase. He's going to be there to haul it in, and that is going to retire Yazawa for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away. That's going to bring up Go Matsumoto. Defensively tonight for the Hawks from left to right field, it is Masaki in left. In center field, it is Shuto, and the right fielder is Yanagita. Around the horn from first to third, Yamakawa at first, Kawase at second. Shortstop Imamiya on the third baseman, Kurihara, with the battery of Arihara and Kai. Well, Matsumoto steps in. He was 2 for 10 in the first series against the Marines. He takes a first pitch fastball over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Matsumoto had an infield hit in that series, but he is thrust up into the 2-hole in the batting order here to hopefully set the table for the Fighters. Pitch on the way. It is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and Matsumoto's now in the hole at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. This game here tonight, and then we will be on the airwaves tomorrow and on Friday. So hopefully you can join us for all the action, and then we will be Saturday and Sunday as well. As there's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2 on Matsumoto. So we'll be calling the Climax Series. Kind of funny, I took a look as the Twitch does not like the title, as we both stream on Twitch and on YouTube. As there is a split finger pitch down, the home plate umpire says that Matsumoto has gone around, and Takuya Kai applies the tag. He is gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to the third baseman, Kotaro Kiyomiya. So we didn't fix the title of the stream for Twitch, although we could probably blast it out on that channel as well. But certainly it's kind of funny that they don't like the title of the channel. I think it has to do with the Climax Series. Maybe they find that to be a bit offensive. So that is going to be Kotaro Kiyomiya to the plate. He was 4 for 12 in the series against the Marines. No homers and 2 RBIs. He takes a fastball inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, yeah, Twitch doesn't like the title. I guess they're a bit finicky on that. It's strange. Here comes the offering. It is a fastball. It's taken for a called strike. The home plate umpire a little slow going up the right hand. The count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. A little early for our friend Shotgun Shell this morning. Maybe a little bit late. I'm not sure. We got the tee going this morning. Pitch on the way. It's a fastball that catches again the inside quarter. I don't think Kiyomiya liked that one. It looked very similar to the first pitch. That's what you get when you're playing in Fukuoka, a little bit of home cooking. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kiyomiya as he waits on the offering here from Arihara. Let's see if he goes back to the split finger. 1-2 on the way. Nope. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. That might have been the hardest pitch we've seen Arihara throw that came in at 150 kilometers, about 94 on the gun. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it remains. Right-hander against the left-hander. Yes. Arihara works himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch to Kiyomiya. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that's check swing fouled right off the catcher, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right off to Kuyakai. He checked his swing. It bounced up, had a little bit of spin, came right off the mask of the catcher. So here comes the 1-2 pitch all over again as Arihara holds set. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Kiyomiya gone. He's out for out number 3, and that's going to do it here in the first inning as the Fighters go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. You're through a half inning. Your score is the Fighters nothing and the Hawks coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in tonight or on this very early morning on a Wednesday in North America. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the top of the order coming to bat here for the Hawks in the bottom of the first. It'll be Yuki Yanagita, Kawase, and Ryoya Kurihara to face the right-hander Hiromi Ito, who has just completed his warm-up tosses. Both Ito and his opposite number, Kohei Arihara, had both won 14 games this year. It's the first time in Pacific League history that in the first game of the series that both winners of the league leaders in wins are going head-to-head against each other, as both of the pitchers will face off here tonight. And Yanagita steps in from the left side. Abbreviated action this year, had missed quite a bit of time with injury. And the first pitch is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Yanagita hit 286 on the season, 4 homers, and 35 runs driven in. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, 2 a.m., I'm going to last as long as I can. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-1. That's it. We're getting a little bit tired, especially in our old age here. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Yanagita. Yanagita batting from that left side. We said he was an important piece of the lineup for the Hawks. He only appeared in just slightly less than a third of the season's games. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on and a lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. Counts 2-2. But productive in those games. He had hit 286, as we mentioned. He drove in 35 runs. Probably would have been on pace to drive in over 100. And it was a bit of a 3-headed monster that the Hawks had in their lineup, because for most of the season, he was hitting in front of Kondo and Yamakawa as that fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. Interesting to see what we get tonight for interest in this one here, as well as there is for interest in the replay, as that ball is a fastball swung on and missed. Yanagita's in the books. He's out for out number one. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Hikaru Kawase. I would assume it'll probably be a late arriving crowd in North America, as it is 5:10 a.m. on the East Coast. I would have to think some of our East Coast listeners will be just getting up in the morning and listening to it over breakfast, almost like breakfast at Wimbledon. Here comes the pitch from Ito. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. That pitch was at 94 on the gun. Kawase on the season hit .261, no homers and 7 RBIs. Getting the start at second base tonight, that also is a little bit of a surprising move for me. There was a fastball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 0-2. I was thinking the possibility that Jeter Downs might have got a chance to play, as he got called up and played a little bit in the month of September. A lot of veteran bats on the bench, as Kawase getting the nod here in this place tonight. Here comes the pitch. That is a split finger pitch, swung on, and it is lined up the middle for a base hit. And he is going to be aboard with a one-out single. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Ryoya Kurihara. I was doing my research, but I was aware of this from a couple of years ago. I can't remember, other than one game, that we saw the dome open in Fukuoka. Most of the time that we watched the Hawks play, the dome is usually closed. But it is a retractable roof that can play open, and I just don't understand why they don't do it more frequently. So here comes the offering to Kurihara. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Our friend Shotgun Shell says he's got a two-team parlay. He's got the Hawks with the Dodgers later today. As I was mentioning at the outset, I'm a little mixed on whether or not the Hawks hitters will have the rhythm tonight. If the Fighters are going to get a win here, or at least an early win, tonight would be the night to jump them. I do think the Hawks are, at least in my mind, not only the better team playing at home, should have the opportunity to take care of the Fighters, although the Fighters have played the Hawks fairly well, especially recently. Fastball misses down and in, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Kurihara. Curious to see how that would play out. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ito gets his sign from his catcher, Fushimi. He works himself set. Nobody on the base, or one runner on the base paths here, and there's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. Runner at first is Kawase. 1 gone here in the bottom half. Defensively tonight for the Fighters, from left to right field, it's Yazawa in left, center fielder Matsumoto, and in right field, it's Manami. Around the horn from first to third, Gunji at first. The second baseman is Nakajima. Shortstop is Mizuno, and the third baseman is Kiyomiya. As that fastball is swung on and lifted foul into the seats behind home plate. Count remains at 1-2. And the battery, of course, is Ito and Fushimi. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it remains to Kurihara. Kawase has got decent speed, but he doesn't run a whole lot. He's only had 2 stolen bases on the season. As the right-hander works himself to the set position, here comes the 1-2 offering. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, over to second for 1, back to first, and it's an inning-ending double play. That is going to go in the books as a 6-4-3 double play, and that will do it here in the first inning. Well, it's an unconventional 1-2-3. No runs for the Hawks. They did have a hit. There was no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 1 complete. Your score is the Fighters 0 and the Hawks 0. Stick around, everybody. The top of the second is just around the corner. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you for jumping in tonight.
or die. Swing those hips around, can't stop, roll back down, my ladies, short, tall, thin or wide, always down and ready to ride.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Fighters here in inning number 2. That means Franmil Reyes, Chusei Minami, and Yuya Gunji to face the right-hander Kohei Arihara, who will begin his second inning of work. Franmil Reyes had himself a pretty good first round of the playoffs. He was 4 for 11 against the Marines. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Reyes certainly had not only a good playoff, but he had a pretty solid regular season. Hit .290 with 25 homers and 65 runs batted in, but he enjoyed himself a 25-game hit streak in the middle of the season. It really ignited his offense, and you could point to him as being a major player for the Fighters. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. He absolutely scorched that one. He is aboard with a leadoff single. That is going to bring up Chusei Minami to the plate. And these two players are feeding off each other right now. Minami was 5 for 10 against the Marines. He had a homer and a couple RBIs. So both of them swinging the hot bat here in the middle of the order for the Fighters. They just got to be able to get some players on ahead of them to set the table. Minami had that clutch home run in the second game with 1 out in the 9th to send it to extra innings, as he was able to pull them off the deck against the Marines as they were looking like they were ready to go out. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Minami. Minami batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Arihara, who kicks and fires. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Looking forward to this series, but also to give you the updates on the game that's going on at the Tokyo Dome, as it is the Bay Stars and the Giants. That game is also 0-0, but that's in the bottom of the first. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Minami is in the books. He's gone for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up, 2 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up Yuya Gunji. There is the runner of Franmil Reyes at first base. I'm curious to see also, too, how they're going to manage the pitching in this series. For those of you who don't know, the Hawks, even though this is the first game of the series, the Hawks hold a 1-0 lead. Everything points towards Fukuoka. There's a ground ball hit to short. They go to second for 1, back to first. That's an inning-ending double play. So very much mirroring what the top of the inning was, as Yuya Gunji grounds into the 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. And so for the Fighters in their half of the inning, they had no runs. They had 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is the Fighters 0 and the Hawks 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters to come to bat for the Hawks here in inning number 2. That means Hotaka Yamakawa, Kensuke Kondo, and Kenta Imamiya to face the right-hander Hiromi Ito. As both Ito and Kurihara off to good starts here in their innings of work. Only 14 pitches of the first inning for Ito as he retired the Hawks 1-2-3. The first pitch to Yamakawa, a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Yamakawa hit .247 during the regular season, 34 homers and 99 runs batted in. Just missed that century mark by 1 run. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Excited to bring the series to everybody, not just here tonight, but through the course of the next couple of days, as that fastball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side or third base side. Count is 0-2. I'm sure we're going to have a couple of gaffes here tonight, as we got to get our days twisted around to be able to call these. We've got 2 more nights in a row that we'll be up doing the play-by-play, and then we've got Friday. It'll be North American time, 10 o'clock Pacific or 1 a.m. Eastern. A couple of day games in the Pacific as that split-figure pitch is swung on and missed. Yamakawa's in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. We'll bring up the designated hitter, Kensuke Kondo. I can understand it sort of during the week, but I still don't understand why the Pacific League and the Central League don't get together and stagger their games. You think of Major League Baseball in the wild card round or the division series, they'll sometimes have 4 games in a day, and they're all at different times. And I wonder why that wouldn't work in Japan. Certainly on Saturdays and Sundays, when sometimes people are maybe not necessarily always working. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kondo. I know a lot of people do work crazy hours in Japan, but there is always enough people to be able to get to games. And certainly if you're a fan of baseball, you'd probably be watching both of the games as they play out. Fastball taken on the outside corner that just misses, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Kondo. Kondo hit .314 in the regular season, 19 homers and 72 runs batted in. Missed some time toward the end of the year. I think it was he tweaked his ankle when he was doing some base running, as that pitch was up at 96 miles an hour. That's probably the hardest pitch we've seen thrown tonight by Ito, as that ball was fouled away and the count is 1-2. Kondo had tweaked the ankle running the bases, missed a little bit of action. But he is healthy and ready to go here, and I'm sure that they probably weren't in any rush to get him back into the lineup, as there is a split-figure pitch swung on and it's hammered foul into the seats over on the first base side. Count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Found it kind of funny. I was listening a little bit. There was some YouTube shorts. Somebody was explaining about the beer girls at the games and how people actually develop a following. Some of these girls actually start to become idols in Japan, as there's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into deep center field, moving back onto the warning track and unable to make the catch as it's off the wall. Rounding second and holding it second will be Kondo. He hit that ball to the deepest part of the ballpark. The center fielder, Matsumoto, was racing back on the ball. He leapt to make the catch and he slammed into the wall. He was unable to come up with it. As we get a look at the replay again on that one there, he hit the ball. It just kept carrying and carrying and carrying, and then ended up hitting about halfway up the wall. I don't know if Matsumoto necessarily timed the jump properly. It's a bit of a weird angle, but I will have to say that he had to run a long way to have to try to get to it. So Kondo is aboard with a 1-out double, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. And for Imamiya, he hit .262 in the regular season, 6 homers and 39 runs batted in. When we saw Imamiya, he had a stretch of play where it was really clutch. He's not necessarily known for his bat as much as he is for his glove. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Imamiya. I think if I was the manager, Shinjo, here, I would look to attack Imamiya, maybe put Masaki on to set up the force, and then you get to face Takuya Kai, who by no means is an easy out. He had a pretty good season this year. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 6-hole into left field. Yazawa picks it up and he fires it back in, but that is going to put runners on the corners. So much for attacking Imamiya here. So runners at the corners here with one gone. That's going to bring Tomoya Masaki to the plate. And for Masaki, he steps in with a 270 batting average, 7 homers and 29 runs batted in. So Imamiya with a base hit. And Kondo at third. Hawks have something brewing here in the bottom half of the second inning. So as we mentioned before, the Hawks have an early 1-0 lead in this series. It's the benefit of finishing in first place. Both the Giants in the Central League hold a 1-0 lead over the Bay Stars. And so it is a sprint to 4 wins, and the Hawks were given a 1-game head start. That's your reward for winning the Pacific League. Here comes the first pitch from Ito. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul behind home plate. That was quickly 0-1. And the other reward is all games are played in Fukuoka. So if you really think about it, it's really stacked in the favor of the team that has the higher seed. So no balls and 1 strike to Masaki as the right-hander Ito works himself to the set. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down. A good stop there by the catcher Fushimi. I don't know if our listeners were watching Major League Baseball the other night, but certainly game 1 of the series between the Yankees and the Guardians. Guardians catching, well, not just their catching. I think there were 5 wild pitches in the game, or a couple pass balls, and the Cleveland catchers were just having all kinds of problems being able to control the pitches in the dirt. And some of it is that working off a 1 knee. Not a big fan of the 1 knee setup with runners on base. There's a fastball swung on. It's hammered through the 6-hole into left field, and the Hawks have opened up a 1-0 lead here in the first inning on an RBI single off the bat of Masaki. Kondo in to score. Imamiya stopping at second. That is going to bring up the catcher Takuya Kai, and we've got our friend Bronco in the house as well here tonight. And Shotgun Shell says, bring out the beer girls. Got to tell you, those beer girls, they are hustling. And they come in uniform, and they all march out. And they are working up a sweat. It's a workout running up and down those stairs. Who needs to go to the gym and find a Stairmaster when you can run up and down the stairs of the stadiums across the NPB? Well, that brings Takuya Kai to the plate. Kai is on the season hit 256. He's got 5 homers and 43 runs batted in. Oakland Patches says Fukuoka actually has a lot of beer boys. I've not been to Fukuoka. That's on the docket for next season. As the fastball misses upstairs, the count is 1-0 to Kai. My early plans, I'm going to try to get to Korea. I might try to even go see some games in the KBO. I don't know a whole lot about the KBO other than I really just don't know a whole lot about the KBO. That's not something that we have a passion about or follow. As the 1-0 is on the way, it's a fastball that misses inside. Check that. It came inside. They called that a strike. Home plate umpire, you really got to stay with him here tonight. He's got a late right hand. But one of the goals is to go from Busan in South Korea, take the ferry across to Fukuoka, and then catch a couple of games. But I'm going to have to wait until see what the schedule looks like if the schedule comes out. I'm going to manage that journey. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1 to Kai. My friend Bronco says he bet under 5.5 runs in this game. How's he looking? Well, with the two starting pitchers on the mound, and I would probably say that would be a good take. Both Ito and Arihara will be stingy, and this ball game here could be a one-run ball game. As that pitch is swung on and fouled away, Takuya Kai looks like he may have to go get himself a new bat. That's exactly what it was. The bat went further than the ball did. So 2-2 to Kai. Oakland Patches says, is there a way to contact you? Yeah, there's a couple of ways. If you want to go to our website, which is lastrapsbaseball.com, and you can pull it up and you can see there's a about us, there's a information page there. You can send us an email. Absolutely, we would definitely try to catch up. It's kind of funny. I have caught up with some of our listeners as the 2-2 pitch is on the way. There's a fastball swung on and missed by Kai. He's in the books for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Yukio Shudo. One of the fellas, and if you want to shoot me an email, you're welcome to do that, and then I can fire you one back just to confirm I got it. One of the fellas that comes in here, CV baseball card collector, Cesar, he comes in. He was up in this area, not this summer, but last summer. Had a chance to meet him and go for a coffee and shoot the breeze a little bit. He was with his wife and kids. They were going on an Alaskan cruise. So Yukio Shudo stepping in, and the first pitch from Ito is a fastball at the knees for called strike. The count is 0-1. Shudo hitting .269 on the season, a couple of homers and 26 runs batted in. So that is the goal for next year, is to try to get to Fukuoka. I'm kind of interested to see that. That would be pretty cool. But again, that's going to be timing on when the Hawks are scheduled to be at home, as a fastball is taken on the inside corner. So I expect that would probably be about January, I think, is when either December or January is when the 2025, I guess now, schedule will drop. And when that happens, then I can start plotting my journey a little bit. I'm just not sure which ferry I want to take. If I want to take that helifoil that goes about 3.5 hours from Korea to Japan. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Shudo's in the books. He's gone for out number 3. But the Hawks open up the scoring here in the second inning. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 2 complete. Your score is the Hawks 1 and the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after these. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for the Fighters here. That means it's going to be Tatsuki Mizuno, Tori Fushimi, and Takuya Nakajima. to face the right-hander Kohei Arihara here in inning number 3. Mizuno was 4 for 10 in the series against Chiba, but he had a couple of clutch RBIs in that final game as he swings at a first pitch fastball and fouls that away. The count is 0-1. I was talking a little bit in the last one. We were just saying about plotting out the journey to Korea and also into Japan. Another thing that I'm looking at doing is going to be in Vegas at the early part of 2025 for a couple of nights. Going to try to catch the hockey team. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into right center field. It's over the head of the second baseman. And stopping at first with a single is Mizuno, so his hot hitting continues as he's now 5 for 11 in the playoffs. A leadoff single for him. I'll bring up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. Going to try to be in Vegas on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of January. Fly in on the 1st. I'm going to be flying from Seattle to Detroit, but rather than going right back to Seattle, I figure I'll take a couple days in Vegas and putz around over there. If I do that, then fly back to Seattle, maybe even take a day in Seattle before heading back north. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded past the glove of the third baseman, Kurihara, and Fushimi's aboard with a single. And the Fighters have something brewing here as they've got runners at first and second and nobody out. That's going to bring Takuya Nakajima to the plate. Our friend Bronco, who was in here earlier, who said he had the under 5.5. Well, the way that they're starting to put some runners on base here, both of these teams, I would be start to be a little bit nervous. Our Filipino friend says he's rooting for the Bay Stars to upset the Giants as well. We welcome you to the stream tonight. Appreciate you for being here. Bronco says, yeah, the inning's looking bad. I would suspect that Nakajima is probably going to be in the sacrifice mode right here. And he's already looks like he's squaring to bunt. So he has himself in a position here where he's got himself square. Here comes the first offering from Arihara, and it is bunted and it's down. It's not bad. Fielded by the first baseman. Oh, a really nice play there by Yamakawa, and he throws to the second baseman covering. But Nakajima gets the job done. It's a sacrifice, 1-4 for the first out of the inning, but Mizuno advances to third and Fushimi over to second. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Kota Yazawa. As I mentioned before, Yazawa is a duel. It is a bit of a surprise. He didn't see any action as a hitter in the series against Chiba. And here he is. They rolled him out here in this series as the leadoff hitter. So he strides to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight as he popped out to the second baseman his first time up. As we mentioned, in the regular season, he hit 111 on the campaign. So the right-hander Arihara holds himself to the set. And now he pitches. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I guess the question I would ask you, Bronco, is that 5.5 that you're playing on, if it goes to extra innings, is that for a full game, or if it goes to extra innings, does that get erased? Because if it was 5.5 through the first 9 innings, I'd say great. If it's extra innings, be curious about that. So runners at second and third, Mizuno at third, Fushimi at second. 1 gone here, no balls and 1 strike to Yazawa as the right-hander Arihara holds to the set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and chopped foul behind home plate, and the count now goes to 0-2. And Bronco says it includes extra innings. Yeah, that could be a bit of a problem if it ended up extending a little bit longer than you like to. But the other thing in this game here is you mentioned about the 5.5. In theory, you'd think that There's been a couple of days off for both of these teams, more so for the Hawks. The two aces of the staff are on the mound in theory. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled off of the catcher Kai, and the count remains at 0-2. And also, when you think about it this way too, is that all the pitchers in the bullpen are fresh and ready to go. They've all had some rest. So that all points to a low-scoring affair here. So I don't know if you've made a good bet, but you probably made a smart bet, which translates into a good bet. So keep the faith. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Kurihara. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. It is chopped softly over to third. The only play is going to be to first, and it's going to take the first baseman Yamakawa off the bag. It is going to be an infield hit here. That's going to score a run as Mizuno comes in to tie the ball game. We're going to call that a hit. I do believe they'll give that to Yazawa. It was a chopper to third. I don't think they would have got him at first base. We're going to get a look at the replay on this one. He just drove it into the ground. The runner from third was coming on contact, and I really don't think they would have had him either. I think they're going to give him an RBI as well on that. Our friend Gunn is great back in the house. He says his wife just got back from Korea today. And how was the journey, our friend Ken? Or more importantly, how was your holiday with her away? So runners at the corners, as there's one gone here. And that's going to bring Go Matsumoto to the plate. Matsumoto is 0 for 1 in this one tonight. He struck out his only time up. And boy, could Kohei Arihara use a big strikeout here. Your right-hander works himself to the set, does Arihara, and he throws over to first base, and getting back easily in time is the runner Yazawa. Don't know if Yazawa can run a lot. Have to say he didn't have a stolen base this year. Be interesting to see if they would put him on the move. They are concerned about him as they throw over again, and he gets back in time. Our friend God is Great says he was lucky, no snoring for 2 weeks. That's pretty funny. So here comes the offering. Oh, he squares to bunt, and he pulls back, does Matsumoto. That's what the big boss has up his sleeve. So that pitch was upstairs, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to Matsumoto. Maybe, I don't know if that's a suicide squeeze or a safety squeeze. We did see in the previous series that the Chiba Ball Club had tried to run a suicide squeeze with runners on the corners. They ended up running themselves out of an inning. Fighters here with runners on the corners. 1 gone, and Matsumoto looking to add to the scoreline here. Bronco says they should bring the outfield in. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats over on the right field line. Count is even at 1-1. Well, I haven't had a good view on the infield. I would think right now that the corners are in and the middle infield is in double play depth. If you do bring the infield in, usually they do bring the outfield in its entirety because they want to try to throw a runner out at the plate. But it looks like the outfield is in normal depth here. And early in the ball game, a lot of theory is you don't necessarily want to bring in your team unless you think it's going to be a 1 or a 2 run game and a very low scoring game. There's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul over on the third base side. The count is now 1-2. Our friend Titus says, if you go to Korea, you could claim a tax write-off for your shopping. His wife got 13% back. Yeah, it's pretty good. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Matsumoto. For those of our listeners who were in, I was saying in one of the streams when I first got back going to Japan, If you want to buy shoes and clothing, it's a great deal if it fits you. Unfortunately for me, the sizes are on the smaller side. I wouldn't be able to fit into a lot of stuff. Again, they throw over to first base, and again, getting back in time is the runner Yazawa. Anything over size 12 in shoes for men, you're not going to be able to get yourself a pair of shoes. Special order. And then it takes about 3 months. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Matsumoto. Runner at first is Yazawa. Runner at third is Fushimi. And the pitch is swung on, is grounded up the middle. It's a diving stop by the second baseman, Kawase. He goes to second. Oh my goodness, what a great play that was. The Hawks are able to wiggle themselves out of the inning. That's going to go into the books as a 4-6-3 double play. And that is going to definitely be on the highlight reel tonight. If you're on Instagram, be sure to check out the Pacific League page, as that was absolutely fantastic. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 1 and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 1. We'll be back in just a few, everybody, with all the action. Appreciate you guys for being with us here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming up to bat here for the Hawks in inning number 3. That's Yanagita, Kawase, and Kurihara to face the right-hander Hiromi Ito. What a fantastic play again to end that inning. Kawase diving to his right up the middle, and from his belly flipping it to Imamiya, and then going over to first for the double play. That is a web gem at its finest. The first pitch delivered to Yanagita is a fastball that misses outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. Yanagita tonight 0 for 1. He struck out in his only time to the plate. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ito. Who kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses inside. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Each team has traded runs. Hawks got one in the bottom of the 2nd, and the Fighters came right back in the top of the 3rd. As we are knotted at 1, there's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Yanagita. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As Ito checks the sign from his catcher Fushimi, he works himself to the chest. And now the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count goes to 3-1. As we mentioned, we'll get our stream information set up. We will be on the call here again tomorrow night. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As it is a fastball swung on, it is taken on a couple of hops by the second baseman, Nakajima. He throws to first, and Yanagita is in the books on a ground out 4-3. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and it'll bring up the second baseman, Hikaru Kawase. Well, for Kawase, he is 1 for 1. He was erased in a double play himself back in the 1st inning. The Fighters have turned a double play. The Hawks have turned 2 double plays in this game so far in the early going. There's a breaking ball that misses down in it, and the count is 1-0 to Kawase. As I said, a little bit surprised that he got the nod at second base. We have seen Makihara, we've seen Jeter Downs recently, and others, but no Kawase. Here comes the offering from the right-hander Ito. He kicks and delivers a fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count now is even at 1-1. So 1 strike it is. Right-hander Ito again delivers. It's a fastball taken at the knees. The count now goes to 1-2. Our friend got his great said he wears size 13, so he has to go to the big store. Yeah, that's a problem, because I'm a size 12 as well. I think it's a size 30 in Asia. I probably would be like 31 or something like that. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. The count remains at 1-2. Frustrating when you just missed the sizes by a little bit. I'm sure there's probably a ton of people with size 10 feet or 9 feet. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Kawase with his second hit of the evening. He's going to stop at first. So he is aboard. Just one thing I had to go back and check on was Yazawa was credited with a base hit back in the third inning there, or the top of the third inning. I wasn't sure if it would be an error or not. We thought it would be a hit, but we weren't sure if the scorer was going to call it an error, because it did take the first baseman Yamakawa off the base. But he was rewarded with that, that is for sure. So that is going to bring Kurihara to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded into that double play his last time up, and he takes a breaking ball upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Kurihara enjoyed himself a really nice season this year. He had 20 homers and 87 runs batted in, and played a pretty steady third base. And they needed that, because it was Nobuhiro Masuda who was the longtime third baseman who retired last year after spending a year with the Giants. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-1. He really didn't have a third baseman that kind of was a bit of a revolving door last couple of seasons. Kurihara has taken the reins, and he has secured himself there. I mean, we even saw Yukio Shudo playing some third base last year. I don't think that's in the question anymore. I think Kurihara has staked his claim. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses upstairs. Count now goes to 2-1 on Kurihara. Bronco said, I thought these pitchers were good. They're getting hit. Yeah, I mean, when you look at their stats over the course of the season, they're not quite a hit an inning, but they do give up their hits. It'd be pretty impressive if you could go out and drop something, at least with their numbers they had this year, of less than 1 hit/walk per inning. Split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2 on Kurihara. But as I mentioned, both of these are pretty solid arms. So I would expect you're probably going to see them 6, possibly 7 innings, although Ito just delivered his 50th pitch of the ball game here in the third. So I wonder how long a leash they would have with him. I would think he's north of 100 for sure. Fastball swung on, popped up over on the left side of the infield. Mizuno backing up into the shallow left field to make the catch. And that is going to retire Kurihara for out number 2. And that'll leave it all up to the first baseman, Hotaka Yamakawa. And for Yamakawa, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up on 4 pitches. So the big fella comes to bat here with the runner at first and 2 gone. Keep an eye on Kawase, see if they put him in motion. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving back is Matsumoto, but it's going to get over his head and it's off the wall. Rounding third and heading home is Kawase, and he is going to make it safely as he scores all the way from first base. And that is going to be an RBI, a double off the bat of Hotaki Yamakawa. That's twice tonight that the Hawks have hit the ball over the center fielder's head. That's exactly what he did here as well. So the big fella has put the Hawks back out in front again. It's like a heavyweight fight as they're trading punches here left and right. Nice job there by the center fielder Matsumoto to be able to field it off the wall. As they're able to hold the big fella to a double, he's not necessarily a threat for a triple. Just like that, the Hawks have regained the lead. It is now 2-1. So our poor friend Bronco in here, you might want to hedge your bet there. And the pitch is a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0 to Kondo. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, yeah, the first step is back. Yeah, Matsumoto actually had a pretty good read on it, but I got to tell you, both the balls that were hit off the bat of Yamakawa and the other one off the bat of Kondo tonight, as that pitch is swung on and fouled away, and the count's 1-1 to Kondo. They're just driven. Ball had a lot of carry to it. Makes you wonder how the balls travel with the dome closed versus the dome open. As I mentioned, I've only seen the dome open one time in Fukuoka. So I'm curious to see if that plays an effect. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined down the right field line, but it's into the netting just behind the temporary seating, and the count now goes to 1-2. Yeah, both those balls were absolutely crushed. A lot of carry to the ball, too. You could just see that. I don't know if I'd call it a line drive, but certainly balls that were hit that just continued to rise. Pretty impressive, to be honest. So 1-2 strikes to Kondo as the right-hander Ito works himself to the set. Checks the runner at second, now delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Kondo is in the books for out number 3, and by our count, that is strikeout number 5 here for Ito. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Third of the game is in the books. Your score is the Hawks 2 and the Fighters 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. We got to get the kettle going for another cup of tea. We'll be back after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We're just getting ourselves into the seat, and our beverage of choice tonight is going to be some Arizona Southern style sweet tea. So it'll keep our our voice parched or not parched tonight. Coming to bat here for the Fighters, it is going to be Kotaro Kiyomiya, Franmil Reyes, and Chusei Minami. And the first pitch to Kiyomiya was swung on and fouled away. Quickly 0-1. So no balls and one strike to the third baseman of the Fighters. Only 30 pitches through the first 3 innings for Arihara. As the pitch on the way, and it really, really backs Kiyomiya off the plate. He goes down in a heap. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kiyomiya struck out his first time up, but it was interesting the way that Arihara pitched him. Every pitch except for the last one where he struck out on was inside. And he has started off similar here. Everything has been middle in to Kiyomiya. So I'm curious to see if they're trying to push him off the plate or bully him off the plate a little bit here so they can eventually work him away. Here comes the pitch. There's a slow breaking ball that is away, and he swings at it and misses, and the count now is 1-2. Our friend Shotgun Shell says Tuesday the 31st, it's Le Canadien versus the Golden Knights. Unfortunately, I won't be in for that one. I'm going to try to get in for the Flyers and the Knights on the second. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. A more interesting matchup might have been the game between the Buffalo Sabres and the Golden Knights on the Saturday, but I won't be around for that one. So here comes the 2-2 pitch from Arihara. As the right-hander holds set as he kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. And then try to get into maybe Seattle to see the Kraken and the Oilers on a Saturday night. I'm thinking about that as well. That'd be kind of cool. I think it's Saturday. I've never seen the Kraken play yet. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded softly over to first. Yamakawa is going to take it himself as he steps on the bag, and Kiyomiya is gone for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Franmil Reyes. Well, for Reyes tonight, he was raced in a double play his first time up, but he was able to get aboard on a base hit single to lead off that second inning. He is 5 for 12 in the playoffs. So his bat continues to sizzle, but nothing in terms of extra base juice as of yet. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Reyes. I have to say, I'm kind of pulling for the big fella in a lot of ways. When I saw him play in Saitama about 7 weeks ago, he was in the midst of that tear. There's a split figure pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 0-2. Obviously, out of work in Major League Baseball, and here he is in Japan. And if he's smart, he's probably going to try to negotiate a multi-year deal. I was looking at the Chibalote Marines. They were announcing that if Tally Soto wants to come back for another year, they'll probably add him again. And Gregory Polanco was already on a multi-year deal, so he'll be back because there's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Reyes is gone. He's in the books for the second out of the inning, and that'll leave it up to Chusei Minami. I really do believe that it would be in his best interests to stay in the NPB. I just don't know if he would get a contract back in Major League Baseball that would be anything other than a minor league contract with an invite to spring training and with a hopes to make a club, but I don't know where he'd be a fit. Here comes the pitch. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Minami. Minami 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his only trip to the plate. As I say, with Reyes, he's a one-dimensional type of player. I mean, plays a little bit of outfield. He plays a little bit. I don't know if he played first base at all for the Fighters. We mainly seen him as a DH. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count's now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Chusei Minami. Right-hander Arihara holds to the set position. And the 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball just misses outside. That's a nice pitch. Minami, a good discipline, held off on that one. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Shotgun Shell says, I thought you said you fly in on the first. Yeah, that is correct. The second, I believe, is the Flyers and Vegas. Fly in on the first, and I probably head out on the third. Stayed just a couple of nights. There's a fastball swung on, and it's tap foul over on the first base side of home plate. The count is 1-2. I think it's the second is when the Flyers are in town, and the fourth when the Sabres come to town. I won't be around for the Sabres. If I read that correctly, that is Vegas will be hosting Philadelphia on the second. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as Minami waits here on the delivery from Arihara. As Arihara checks his sign from Kai, and he works to the set again. Here comes the pitch. Fastball just misses low, and the count goes to 2-2. Good discipline there by Minami. You know, I have to say that Minami is the things that I see in him. He really has some pretty good plate discipline. Even the breaking ball earlier, or the split figure pitch earlier in the at bat here, to be able to lay off it. For a young player to be able to do that, that's impressive. Here comes the pitch. That's spiked up to the plate. Good stop there by Kai, and the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As mentioned, tomorrow we'll be back on the airwaves again. Same 2 teams all over again. As we look forward to bringing you the series all the way to its finish. There is some scoring outside of in the other ball game between the Giants and the Bay Stars. The Bay Stars have taken a 1-0 lead on the top of the 4th at the Tokyo Dome. As there is a split finger pitch that bounces up to the plate. It's going to be ball 4, and Minami is aboard with a 2-out walk. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Yuya Gunji. So as long as this series goes, we'll stay with it. In the event this series ends early, and the Giants and the Bay Stars carry on, then we would jump over and give the rest of that. But then we are excited, as next week it is going to be, in about a week's time, or I think it's 10 days' time, will be the start of the Japan series. I think, if I remember correctly, that'll wrap up in early November, either the 2nd or the 3rd. So Gunji at the plate here, waiting on the offering here from Arihara, who works him. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken on the outside corner for called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Gunji grounded into a double play to end the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 9 in the playoffs. As the right-hander works to the set, now delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike to Gunji. Home plate umpire gets himself another round of baseballs. I always get a kick out of it in Fukuoka. They bring the balls out in a little bit of a basket. One of our friends who was in the stream earlier, Oakland Patches, is in that Fukuoka area. As the 1-1 pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-2. He said that they have beer boys and not just beer girls. Certainly in the Tokyo area and Osaka, I never saw any beer boys, but I did see the Osaka-based Oryx Buffaloes did have male cheerleaders this year. They are the first team in the NPB to have both male and female cheerleaders. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Gunji. As the right-hander works himself to the set position, here comes the pitch. And it is a split-finger pitch, swung on and missed, and Goodgie is in the books. He's gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here. The Fighters, no runs, no hits, no errors, but they do leave a runner on board. We're now moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. Your score is Fukuoka 2 and Hokkaido 1. We'll be back in just a few after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. Bottom of the fourth is just around the corner. We'll be back after this. We got ourselves a 2-1 ball game. We'll be back in just a few. Hang tight, everybody.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain.
Welcome back to everybody. It is going to be Kenta Imamiya, Tomoya Masaki, and Takuya Kai to come to bat here in inning number 4, as they are going to be facing Hiromi Ito. He'll begin his 4th inning of work. Imamiya is 1 for 1 tonight. He singled back in the 2nd inning, but he was left stranded, as Ito has just completed his warm-up tosses, and we're about ready to resume the action. I was talking about Imamiya in his last at bat. He has a flair for, I must say, the dramatics, but he comes up with some clutch hits this year when we've been watching the Hawks. Swings at the first pitch fastball and lifts it into deep left field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run for Imamiya, and right on cue. Just as we said, he has almost not quite the flair for the dramatics, but that is dramatic, as he has increased the lead here for the Hawks to 3-1. So Kenta Imamiya, who only had 6 home runs on the entire 2024 campaign, he collects his first home run of the playoffs with a solo shot into the area where the customers and the patrons are picnicking. So he's got himself a home run, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Tomoya Masaki. Friend Bronco says he's lost. Yeah, possibly. Well, it's never over till it's over. And that's what Yogi Berra used to say. So there's still a lot of baseball to be played. So keep your head up there, Bronco. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on it. It's hammered over to the third baseman, Kiyomiya. He bobbles it a bit and he throws to first, and that is going to retire Masaki. Masaki hit the ball on the screws. So he is gone for the first out of the inning. It's a ground out 5-3. So 1 in the books, and that'll bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. Well, for Kai, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has struck out his only trip to the plate. Kai's hitting he hit 256 on the season with 5 homers and 43 RBIs. Got to tell you, I really like Takuya Kai. I just like the way that he plays, everything that he does, as he takes a fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Not a big guy. He's a small guy. If I convert it out from centimeters into feet and inches, I'd have to say he's probably about 5'7". As the 0-1 is on the way, it's a fastball taken at the east for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So one thing I will say about Ito is that he can really shoot the knees. Bronco says he's going to keep his head up. It's still under 5.5. You're right. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and missed. And Kai is in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the center fielder, Yukio Shudo. Yeah, certainly there's a lot of time left in this ball game. So Shudo coming to bat here. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his only time up. And when you look at Hiromi Ito here, he's already got 6 strikeouts in this ball game. He could easily get up to double digits, and he blows that first pitch fastball right by Shudo, and the count is quickly 0-1. Maybe you should have considered a parlay with Shudo with all his strikeouts. There's a fastball that just misses low, and the count goes to 1-1. 63 pitches so far for the right-hander as we are here in the 4th inning. Ito holds the ball set. He kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. It's going to be looped softly into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So Shudo is aboard, and you got to keep your eyes here because he is the league leader in stolen bases. He has 41 on the year. I would think that he's probably going to get a green light here to try to take second base. If he gets thrown out, you got Yanagita at the plate to lead off the next inning. And if he is able to swipe the base, you got Yanagita who could potentially drive him home. And Yanagita is at the plate here. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded out and struck out in his 2 trips. And the first pitch is a fastball that just misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Yanagita. It's one of the things, too, when you play each other 25 times a year like these teams do, they've got a book on the pitchers, obviously. You've seen them probably at least 2, maybe 3 times. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on it, is popped up, and it's going to reach the seats down the third base line, and the count is now 1-1 to Yanagita. So neither one of these pitchers are really a mystery to one another. And on top of it, Kurihara once played for the Fighters, so you'd have to think maybe some of those players who were still in that system may have played against them in spring games. But that would have been a few years ago before he went to the Texas Rangers. 1-1 on the way. There goes Shudo, and it's not even going to be a contest. Shudo's going to steal second. That's his first stolen base of the playoffs. I do believe the pitch was a ball, but we're going to wait to see what the replay will show us. Shudo with a massive jump. The throw was not even close to being down in time. But it was a tough one there for Fushimi, as it was a ball in the dirt, and he had the backhand, and he had to come up throwing. We're going to make that play. It was very difficult. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Yanagita, and now Shudo's in scoring position here with 2 gone. Right-hander kicks and delivers. Fastball comes inside, almost hits Yanagita, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. We are grateful to all of you who did make it in here with us tonight, who decided to stay awake and tough it out. And those of you who didn't, well, you're missing out. There's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, tapped softly over to first, and they're going to flip it to the pitcher covering. Oh, a nice play there by the first baseman, Gunji, to get it over to the pitcher. That's going to go down in the books as a ground out, 3-1, and that will do it here in the 4th inning for the Hawks. But they get another run as they add to their lead. A solo shot off the bat of Kena Imamiya. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 4 complete. It is a 3-1 lead for the Hawks. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for being here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the top of the fifth inning, and it'll be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for the Fighters. They are the ones who are responsible for the first run. It is Tetsuki Mizuno, Tori Fushimi, and Takuya Nakajima to come to bat to face the right-hander Arihara. As the first pitch is offered from the right-hander, it is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Mizuno singled and scored a run in inning number 3, as he is 5 for 11 now in the playoffs. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it is a split-finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and now Arihara is ahead in the count 0-2. I have to tell you, Arihara really throws that split finger frequently. Lots of balls that are dipping and diving all over the place. So no balls and 2 strikes here to Mizuno as he works himself to the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. There's another split finger pitch, but the home plate umpire said that Mizuno had offered, and Takuya Kai is going to have to apply the tag. And that is it. That's going to do it here for out number 1, as Mizuno is in the books. So that'll bring up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. So like his partner, or his counterpart, Ito, I mean, by our counts now, that looks like it's the 6th strikeout of the night here for Kohei Arihara. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a first pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Tori Fushimi. Fushimi's 1 for 1 tonight. He had a single in his first trip. He is now 1 for 4 in the playoffs. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It is chopped over to short, fielded by Imamiya. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Fushimi on a ground out, 6-3. He's in the books for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Takuya Nakajima. Well, for Nakajima, he officially does not have it at bat tonight. He had a sacrifice bunt his first time up, as he was able to move both Mizuno and Fushimi into scoring position. So Nakajima striding to the plate here, batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Arihara. Pitch on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Friend Bronco says good pitching this inning. Always the third out is the toughest to get. Arihara has had a couple innings where he's been able to get the Fighters 1-2-3. There's a ball in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander again kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is lined off the glove of the pitcher over to the shortstop. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Nakajima. That's going to go in the books as a ground out, 1-6-3 for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here. Fighters not able to get anything generated. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score as we move to the last of the 5th, it is the Hawks 3 and the Fighters 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after these. Welcome back, everybody. We're just refreshed our tea, and we'll be giving you guys the call in just a couple of moments as it is moving to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat to face Hiromi Ito here in inning number 5. And the first pitch is a fastball delivered to Hikaru Kawase. Looking for a called strike. It's 0-1. Kawase tonight is 2 for 2. He's got a single in each of his first 2 trips. As the pitch is a fastball swung on and hammered foul down the right field line. And now the count goes to 0-2. He also scored a run back in inning number 3 when he was brought home on the RBI double off the bat of Hotaka Yamakawa. So a good start to the series here for Kawase, getting the nod at second base. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and missed as Ito puts him away for out number 1, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Ryoya Kurihara. By our count, that is strikeout number 7 on the night for Ito, and that brings Kurihara to the plate, who is 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play, and he is popped to short in his 2 trips. As the first pitch from Ito is a breaking ball, it's taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. One thing I was mentioning earlier, or starting to think of earlier, is how they're going to use the pitchers in this series. If the Hawks win tonight, they'll go up 2-0, despite the fact that this is game 1. As there is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away over on the first base side. As part of the reward for finishing in first place in this particular series, it's the first team to get the 4 wins. There's only 6 games that are currently scheduled, so first team to 4 wins will do it. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is blasted into deep right field. If this ball stays fair, it's going to be trouble. And this ball is gone. A home run for Kurihara. And our poor friend Bronco over here has got to be crying in his beer, as you don't have much room to play with left, as Kurihara has sent a solo shot out to right field to increase the scoreline to 4-1. So Kurihara has come across, and a couple of lightning strikes here in the last couple innings. The home run off the bat of Imamiya and a home run off the bat of Kurihara has extended that lead. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Hotaka Yamakawa. We had to wait on that one there because it wasn't automatic. It looked like it may have hooked foul, but it did stay fair, not by much. The first pitch, split finger pitch, is swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. And I have to say, I kind of like the stuff that Ito has tonight. I can say that sometimes guys have good stuff, but I just can't seem to keep the ball off the bat. There's a ground ball hit over to short, fielded, and it is thrown to first, and that is going to retire Yamakawa on a ground out 6-3. He's in the books for out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to the designated hitter, Kensuke Kondo. And just for everybody that's with us here tonight, if you're new to the channel, we like to call it the Japanese halftime. That is at the end of the 5th inning. We take an extended break. We usually put the music on loop. We give ourselves a bit of a stretch before we come back and give you the rest of the call, but there will be an extended break after this half inning. Well, that brings Kondo to the plate. He is 1 for 2 tonight, and the first pitch to him is a fastball swung on and lifted foul, and the count is 0-1. Kondo doubled over the center fielder's head with 1 gone in the 2nd inning, and he later came around and scored the first Hawks run of the game. He is 1 for 2 in this one here tonight. So no balls and 1 strike to Kondo. As the pitch on the way, there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the left field line. The count now goes to 0-2. Bronco says if there's one more run, it's $500 in the bin. Yepper. Can happen. The worst part about it, Bronco, is if you do lose, you hope it's not 6 runs. If you're going to lose, make it a 10-4 ball game and you say, oh, we weren't even close. But frustrating part would be if it ends up being a 4-2 game and you lose by a half a run. That would drive me crazy. Fastball misses up, but the count goes to 1-2. And then you wonder if the fix is on. That's for certain. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Ito. It is a split finger pitch swung on and hammered foul down the right field line. It skips up into that temporary seating. The count goes to 1-2. I love that temporary seating. They've got all the people that sit in there. They've got all kinds of, they got batting helmets on. I don't know if they're the real McCoy batting helmets or if they're just the shells. And I don't know if that's part of the allure of seating there. Got no protection of the netting, so they've got people wearing their helmets. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-2. 82 pitches for Ito so far, and I would think that he's probably got another couple innings left in him. Certainly at least one. It is a 4-1 Hawks lead here as they bat in the bottom half of inning number 5. As the pitch is a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. We're a little slow out of the gate updating our ticker there at the end of the last half inning as we had to go and refresh our tee. Bronco said it happened last game. He had 5.5. It finished at 4-2. Yeah, that'd drive you insane if you had to do that. Probably just walk away after that 6th run is scored. You don't care what the final was. You especially didn't want to look at it. Fastball misses outside. It's now 3-2 to Kondo. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kenta Imamiya waits his turn on deck. Should Kondo be able to reach? So Kondo waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from the right-hander who holds set, now delivers. Fastball taken on the inside corner for a called 3rd strike. Oh, Kondo didn't like it. But he is gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here. But they add to their lead, do the Hawks. There was 1 run in the inning on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Ryoya Kurihara blast has increased the lead to 4-1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging here. We're going to put the music on loop. We have to do our bathroom break, get our stretch in, and we'll come back in just a little bit. Appreciate you guys again. We'll see you in a few.
All I want
We got ourselves a 4-1 ball game as we're moving to the top of the sixth. We've got our what we like to call our Japanese timeout or Japanese halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. But we'll be back after some more of this music and some more of the little drums that we had from Chiba in the last series. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 4-1 lead here for the Hawks as they are going to be facing the Fighters here in the top of the sixth inning. And the first pitch that was delivered to Yazawa was taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Kurihara, 58 pitches through the first 5 innings. He is cruising here tonight. One would expect that he may be able to go the distance as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Trying to get the update or the updated information on the starting pitchers for tomorrow. As there's a fastball that is down in the dirt, and the count now goes to 1-2. Normally it is an extension that will be able to do the translation for us, but a bit of a problem with that here. So hopefully we can get ourselves the action to let us know who is exactly going to be the ones who are going to be starting. And there is a fastball that is delivered to Yazawa, and he swings through and misses, and that is going to put him in the books for out number 1. That'll bring up the center fielder, Go Matsumoto. And for Matsumoto, he is 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded into a double play in his 2 trips to the plate. In the playoffs, he is 2 for 12 so far. As the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on, it is grounded over to third. Kurihara fields it. He throws to first. It's going to be a ground out 5-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and I'll bring up Kentaro Kiyomiya. And here's the difference between the 2 pitchers. Looks like Kurihara has hardly broken a sweat tonight. As we said, he has only thrown 63 pitches so far here we're in the 6th inning. His counterpart Ito is approaching 90. Well, Kiyomiya strides to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and grounded out in his 2 trips. One thing I will say is that the Fighters have the most come-from-behind victories in the Pacific League. So if you are a fan of the Fighters, have faith. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. They had 32, count them, 32 times they came from behind, and including 16 times when they trailed by 2 runs or more. As the 0-1 is on the way, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. So it may not necessarily be a good sign for our friend Bronco. That's true. The Fukuoka pitcher has been awesome tonight. As the right-hander Kurihara leans in, gets the side from Takuya Kai. As he works himself to the belt, here comes the 1-1. Pitch on the way. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle off the glove of the pitcher. I think it got off the glove of the pitcher right to the shortstop, Imamiya, who throws to first, and that is going to do it. We'll have to get a look at the highlight on that, but I think it was a 1-6-3 ground out. And that is going to do it here to end the inning as the Fighters go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. Did it hit the glove of Kurihara? Or did it just skip underneath? Too hard to tell on that replay. We'll be back with the bottom of the sixth in just a few. Appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hawks coming back to bat in just a few. It is a 4-1 lead for the Hawks as we're moving to the bottom of the sixth. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the last half of the sixth inning. It is going to be Kenta Imamiya, Tomoya Masaki, and Takuya Kai. That is the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Hawks. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Fighters. And Imamiya, who strides to the plate, has 2 hits this evening, as he has a single and a home run to his name. 85 pitches through the first 5 innings for Ito, as we'll see how long his leash will be here tonight. And the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Imamiya. As we said, Imamiya with the home run in the 4th and a single back in the 2nd. He's got him off to a good playoff start here tonight. As the pitch from Ito is on the way, it is a fastball that backs Imamiya off the plate. The count now runs even to 1-1. The ball that he hit back in the 4th inning, 103 miles an hour off the bat. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the left side. Fielded on the backhand by Mizuno. He tries to throw to first, but it's not going to be in time. That's going to be the 3rd hit of the game here for Imamiya, as he's got himself a leadoff single here to start the 6th. I'll bring up the left fielder, Tomoya Masaki. Hey, got to tip your hat to the Hawks. They just keep hitting and hitting and hitting here tonight. They have not skipped a beat. That is the 10th hit of the ball game for Fukuoka. So that is going to bring Masaki to the plate. He is 1 for 2 this evening. And he's already showing that he's going to square to bunt. So no sign of swinging the bat here as Ito steps off and feigns the throw over to first base. Masaki, a single. He's driven in a run, and he's grounded to 3rd in his 2 trips. As we said, is already squaring to bunt yet here again. As Ito now delivers, it is a fastball bunted right back to the pitcher. Ito fields it. He throws to first. That's his only play. That's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to go in the books as 1-4 on the putout. Masaki's gone for out number 1. Advancing to scoring position is Imamiya. That'll bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. And if you're Hiromi Ito, this is one of the hitters you want to face in this situation. Kai is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both of his trips to the plate. So you want to try to take your advantage of getting Takuya Kai for a third time here. As we mentioned before, Kai had a pretty enjoyable season this year at 256. That's above his career average. As the first pitch is a breaking ball waved at and missed, the count is quickly 0-1 to Kai. So no balls and 1 strike. Our friend Bronco is pounding his fist on the table, demanding that the fighters change their pitcher. So no balls and 1 strike. Ito delivers again a fastball. This time it misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Looking at the extra players that are on the bench tonight for these ball clubs and what options that they might have. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses outside. Count now goes to 2-1 on Kai. For the Hawks, they have the backup catcher Umino. They do have Jeter Downs on the bench, Taisi Makihara. And you're also looking at a Nomura as well. Not to mention Akira Nakamura and Yanagamachi Ogata and Kawamura off the bench. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lifted down the left field line. It's hooked foul into the temporary seating area, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Kai. He was definitely early on that one there. He had a good swing, line drive. Ended up hitting the wall behind the fans seated in that section. Heard an interesting story today. I don't know if the listeners know who Jeff Pearlman is. Pearlman has a TikTok page, and he is a former Sports Illustrated writer. It's 2-2 here to Kai, but he steps out and as he asks for time, he steps out. Anyways, he was a former Sports Illustrated writer, and the thing with him is he talked about, or at least what he discussed, was Bill Buckner in the 86 World Series, about how if John McNamara would have put in Dave Stapleton, as he had done all year late in the game, fastball swung on and fouled away, that they probably wouldn't have lost that game, because if the ball was hit to Stapleton, he probably would have made the play and been athletic enough to get over to the base to retire Mookie Wilson. But sometimes you hear things in baseball lore, and why it just came up when I was watching this here, just thinking about how Hotaka Yamakawa, the first baseman of the Hawks, moves. And even some of the players here that are a little bit on the older side, that maybe defensively they want to make those changes late in the game, especially if guys don't have a full step. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on and another one lifted foul. The count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As smooth a start as it's been for Kohei Arihara, it's been a bit of a dirge here for Ito. He's really had the battle tonight. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side, and the count remains at 2-2. Another thing, too, that you also keep in mind, these two teams, they played 25 times against each other this year. And their records were 12-12-1. They were exactly dead even. So, and if I'm not mistaken, they were 5-5 at the PayPay Dome. I have to go back and look that up again, but pretty sure that's what it was. And I think they played a couple of neutral site games, these teams. There's a fastball at the knees taken for a called third strike. Kai is gone. He didn't like that one. He thought it was a bit low, and he may have a case on his hands. Oh, yeah, not just low, really low. I'm sure there'll be an interesting conversation when he comes back to talk to the home plate umpire when he returns. But out of the dugout comes Shinjo, and this looks like it could be the end of the night for Hiromi Ito. He's not going to get a chance to face Yukio Shudo. Ito, I don't know if he's the happiest of campers about this move, but we are going to have ourselves a pitching change. So hang tight, everybody. Bronco gets his wish about 5 2/3 innings, a little bit late. But Ito's night is done, and we'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. We got ourselves a pitching change. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. It is a 4-1 lead, and they've gone to a left-hander, have the Fighters. We'll get you that information when we return right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Naoki Miyanishi coming in. The left-hander is going to be facing, or slated to face, Yukio Shudo, as they are looking to get the final out. So 5 2/3 innings for the starter Ito. He is still responsible for Kenta Imamiya, who is at second base. So his line is not fully completed yet. So it is Shudo who is batting here against the left-handed slants of Miyanishi, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep left center field, racing back and making the catch on the run at the edge of the warning track is Matsumoto, and that is going to do it, as then will retire the Hawks here in their half of the inning. While they threaten, but they don't score. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 7th inning, it is the Hawks 4 and the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 7th inning. It'll be the heart of the order coming to bat here for the Fighters. It'll be Reyes, Manami, and Gunji. I guess I'll fill in the rest of the story for you there, Shotgun Shell, and I'll give you the insight on this. Apparently, all year long, McNamara had taken Buckner out late in the game for Stapleton, according to Perlman. And what had happened was he decided in that particular instance, as they were, getting into the late in the game to potentially win the ball game, as that first pitch breaking double misses down, he wanted Buckner on the field for when they won it. He was going to reward his veteran warhorse with that. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's hit the deep left center field, racing back and looking up, and this one is gone. A home run as Franmil Reyes has cut the lead in half with a solo shot here. So now, Bronco, you can say this, your ticket is blown up now for sure. So Franmil Reyes with a solo shot, as that has cut the lead to 4-2. So the only thing left there is a little bit of crying here and there. So a home run off the bat of Franmil Reyes, and that is going to bring up Chusei Minami to the plate. Anyways, I was sort of telling that story a little bit with Stapleton. And Stapleton had basically come into the ball game. And as Stapleton had come into the game, they figured that he would have had the chance. But John McNamara got a little soft and a little bit, wanted to show heart and decided he was going to leave Buckner in. And that was what the disaster was. Here comes the first pitch to Minami. There's a fastball swung on, it's chopped over the head of the pitcher, but fielded on the backhand by the second baseman Kawase, and he's going to retire Minami on a ground out 4-3. He's gone for the first out of the inning. The other thing about that too, Shotgun Shell, as we were sharing that story, one thing a lot of people don't remember is I don't think Bob Stanley would have got over to cover the bag in time. Nobody ever points that out, that the pitcher covering, I don't think would have won a race to the base. So even if they would have flipped the ball in the direction of Bob Stanley, I don't think Stanley makes that play. Here's the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses upstairs to Gunji, and the count is quickly 1-0. Bronco says, thanks for the commentary. No worries, Bronco. We're glad you could hang in here with us. Maybe next time you might want to look at hedging the bet or covering it a little bit. Fastball misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, Shotgun Shell makes the point. Probably, I always say the baseball finds the weakest links like a magnet. The ball is a magnet to your weakest link. And so if Stapleton was playing, as there's a pitch that misses down to Gunji, it's now 3-0. If Stapleton was playing, it would have been a ground ball hit to the third baseman at the time, Wade Boggs, or it probably would have been a fly ball hit to Dwight Evans. Here's the 3-0 pitch. It's a fastball taken right down the middle for a called strike. Count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. So maybe Bronco will see you back again here tomorrow night, as we'll try it all over again. As the pitch is a fastball that just misses inside. That's going to be ball 4. They appeal to the first base umpire, and they still say it's going to be ball 4. Gunji's got to get himself a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Tatsuki Mizuno. It's also going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound on a full trot. And what he has to say to Kohei Arihara here. It feels like Arihara has just lost a little bit of command of his pitches. He's still quite low on his pitch count. We'll get an update just a moment as we are in the 7th inning. As I said, you can't write the Fighters off yet. They are starting to run out of outs, though. They've only got 8 outs left in this game to do some damage. So runner at first is Gunji. There's one run on the board here as the score line is now 4-2. Zuno batting here. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. He also scored the first run of the game for the Fighters. On the playoff scene, he is 5 for 12. 74 pitches so far for Kurihara as he delivers a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. North American audience on the East Coast slowly waking up this morning. We welcome everybody to the stream. Got a 4-2 Hawks lead here in the top half of inning number 7. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, lifted into shallow left field, coming hard. And watching it fall in front of him is the left fielder, Masaki, and that's going to put runners at first and second with 1 away. That's going to bring up Tori Fushimi to the plate. So the leadoff home run by Reyes, and then after the ground out by Minami, the Fighters have a walk and a single and have got something brewing here in the 7th inning to add more runs on the board. Keep our eye if Fushimi is indeed going to hit. My question would be is, what if it's Imamiya off the bench? But nope, they're staying true with Fushimi here, who is 1 for 2 tonight. And he is 1 for 5 in the playoff structure in Japan here this season. As the right-hander leans in and he gets his sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. And squaring to bunt is Fushimi, so now Takuya Kai steps out in front of the plate. Maybe a little bit unexpected bunting with 1 out here. Do appreciate everybody who's popped in here tonight. You stuck around to listen. As we say, whether you listen live or on delay, great to have you here. And we're really excited when the Japan series gets going. We expect a large audience for those ball games. As the right-hander Kurihara works himself to the set. Still 1-0 over in that other game at the Tokyo Dome. There's a ball that is bunted foul as it was chopped down and bounced over the head of the catcher. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Kurihara now leading in, getting the side from his catcher, Takuya Kai. Works himself now to the set position. Runner at second is Gunji. Runner at first is Mizuno. 1 gone here. Fushimi again squaring to bunt. He gets it down. It is fielded by Yamakawa. He throws to first. It's going to go down as a sacrifice. 1-4 in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. Gunji advances over to third. Mizuno over to second, and it's going to bring up the second baseman, Takuya Nakajima. Or at least it's slated to bring him up. We'll wait and see here. Nakajima has a ground out and a sacrifice to his name. There was a time for a pinch hitter. This might be the time. Nakajima did not see any action in the previous series, much like the top of the order hitter Yazawa. And what do we have here? It does look like we are going to get a pinch hitter. It's exactly what it is. Well, one of the heroes of the last series. It is Daiki Asama coming to the plate here. And we'll see if Asama eventually stays in the game, or if this is just a cameo appearance. So Asama stepping up to bat here. With 2 out runners, 2 runners in scoring position. He swings through a fastball and misses. Count is 0-1 with that one swing of the bat. It looked like he wanted to give the Fighters a 5-4 lead. He absolutely pulled the trigger on that one. So no balls and one strike as the right-hander again leans in, gets the sign from Kai. Fighters threatening here with 2 on. And 2 out here in the top half of the 7th inning. The right-hander works himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, and that one is missed as well. Similar spot. I guess they found the hole. No balls and 2 strikes it is. So Kohei Arihara ready to go back to work. No balls and 2 strikes. Sama digs himself back in. This game has now slowed down a little bit here. This is not quite the tempo and the pace we had early on. Usually get to the relievers. That's usually what happens. Here's the pitch. It is a split figure pitch, swung on and missed. And Arihara does the job. He gets the pinch hitter Asama on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they threaten, but they don't score to the Fighters. They got 1 run in the inning on the leadoff home run by Franmil Reyes. There was 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move now to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is the Hawks 4 and the Fighters 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here is our 7th inning stretch. Our Take Me Out to the Ball Game rendition.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Hawks. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Fighters. There is another pitching change here as Hokkaido has yet again gone to the bullpen. It is going to be number 22, Toshiro Segura on the mound. And the first pitch he delivers to Yuki Yanagita is taken for a called strike. Looks like it is Daigo Yamakawa Kabata who has entered the game at second base. So those are your changes there. As the pitch is on the way, as a fastball swung on it is lifted into shallow left field. Moving back on it is the third baseman, Imamiya, but it's the shortstop, Mizuno, who's going to haul it in. And that is going to retire Yanagita for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Hikaru Kawase. Just making our notes here. So that is a right-hander, Toshiro Sugiura, in pitcher number 3 used tonight by the Fighters. And the first pitch delivered to Kawase swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Kawase tonight 2 for 3. He's got a couple of singles in 3 trips. He's also struck out. He's also scored a run. So he is off to a good flying start here in the playoffs. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on, grounded softly to first, fielded by Gunji. He's going to take it himself as he steps on the bag, and that is 2 up and 2 away here in inning number 7, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Ryoya Kurihara. And for Kurihara tonight, he has delivered a big blow. He had a home run in the 5th inning that gave the Hawks a 4-1 lead at that time. He has 1 for 3 tonight. He's grounded into a double play. He's popped the short, and he has homered. So our first offering here from the right-hander on the way. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kurihara. Almost looked like a get-me-over fastball from the pitcher, Sugiura. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. On the way, a fastball misses upstairs, and the count goes even at 1-1. Just taking a quick peek at that out-of-town scoreboard. It is now 2-0 for the Bay Stars. That is in the top of the 7th inning at the Tokyo Dome. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. Not a lot of runs scored in that one. It is at a premium. In the 4th inning, it was a Sano home run that had given them the 1-0 lead. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander again kicks and delivers. It is a fastball taken at the knees for a called third strike. Kurihara's in the books. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Hawks in their half of the 7th. They go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are now through 7 complete. Your score is the Fighters 4 and the Hawks 1. Well, looks like we're going to have a pitching change when we come back as the Hawks are going to their bullpen. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. Whether you listen live or on delay, always great to have you around. We'll be right back after this.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
Welcome back, everybody. Coming to bat in slated to come to bat for the Fighters is going to be the top of the order. It'll be Yazawa, Matsumoto, and Kiyomiya. The Hawks have gone to their bullpen. They're calling on former Boston Red Sox Darwinson Hernandez to come into the ball game, as he is going to be making an appearance. So Hernandez on in relief. They do have a substitute in right field. We're going to try to get you that as it is available. I wonder if that's Kawamura who is out in the outfield there. We couldn't catch a number. Kind of looked like that profile of him. 2-0 as the Bay Stars have the lead in the game in the Tokyo Dome. As that game is in the 7th. The first pitch delivered from Hernandez, 96 swung on and missed. It is a pinch hitter here, as it is Shin Mizutani on the ball game as well. So he is now entered the fray. As the pitch is another fastball swung on and missed. This one at 95, and the count now goes to 0-2. So I think if I'm Darwinzon Hernandez, I'd go right after this young pitcher with a back foot slider. If you did that, you'd wipe him out. Here comes the pitch. Nope, just plain old heat. He blows it right by Mizutani. He's gone for the first out of the inning. 3 pitches and 1 out, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Go Matsumoto. I find it hard to believe that Darwinzon Hernandez might not be able to find a job next year in Major League Baseball. I think that he's had a pretty good run of play in the NPB. I would think that there might be a team out there looking for some left-handed relief. Him throwing off of the left side that they may consider bringing him back. First pitch fastball, that is at 96 miles an hour, taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1 to Matsumoto. There are times that he looks like he is a man among boys, and then there's other times that it looks like he struggles. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that just misses inside. The count now goes to 1-1. There's enough of Hernandez that I've seen this year that I like, that I would think he should get another opportunity, and he's young enough too. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, lined into left field for a base hit. It's going to get down, and Matsumoto is aboard with a 1-out single, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Kitaro Kiyomiya. Fighters have never led in this game. They fell behind 1-0, and they were able to claw back with a run in the third, and then the Hawks rallied with runs in the third, fourth, and fifth before Franmil Reyes hit the solo shot to begin the 7th inning. Fighters are running out of outs. They've only got 5 outs left to play with here. Kiyomiya tonight 0 for 3. He has grounded out twice and struck out in his trips to the plate. First pitch, breaking ball, misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya is 4 for 15 in the playoffs. So Hernandez getting his sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. Now he's ready to go to work. Pitch on the way. Fastball down. Count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Darwinzon Hernandez is the pitcher right now in the game for the Hawks, as he is the first one out of the bullpen used tonight by Fukuoka. Again, Kiyomiya waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering. The pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, popped up. Foul. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side of home plate. Count now goes to 2-1. Nice pitch there by Hernandez as he threw that fastball, came in on the hands. Didn't allow Kiyomiya to get those hands extended. So he fought that pitch off. So 2 balls and 1 strike as the left-hander works himself to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken on the outside corner for a called strike. And the count now just goes to 2-2. As I mentioned before, you really got to hang in there with the home plate umpire. He is not the quickest with the hand going up. So here comes the 2-2 offering as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and missed. There goes the runner down to second. The throw is in time. It's going to be a strike him out, throw him out to end the inning. And that is going to do it. Although I have to say, the big boss is at the front of the steps. He doesn't think it is. So we're just going to have to wait for a minute here to see if Matsumoto is indeed gunned down. Kuyakai and the rest of the Hawks think that he is gone. But we just got to wait a minute here because the umpires are going to go and have a look. We'll get a look at it ourselves here in just a moment. I have to tell you, I think that the ball was in time, and I think Matsumoto is gunned down, but we'll wait and see when we get the replay. Good tag applied there by Imamiya. And as long as the tag is in place, we'll try to get a different angle here. This other one's not going to show us. Oh, that one showed us. I think he's out. If I get this one wrong, I'll be as surprised as anybody. Not only that, the glove was between the player Matsumoto sliding into the base and the base. I think this is just going to be a formality here. And here come the umpires now, and that was pretty quick. It is a strike him out, throw him out. Caught stealing was Matsumoto. He goes in the books at 2-6. And that is going to do it here in the 8th inning for the Fighters. Well, they had no runs. They did have a hit. There was no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 4-2 for the Hawks. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few right after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Moving to the bottom half of the 8th inning. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Hotaka Yamakawa to come to bat. He'll be followed by Kensuke Kondo and Kenta Imamiya as the first pitch is on the way. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Only change is that Mizutani has moved into left field for Yazawa. That is the only change that the Fighters have made here in this one. Segura, the pitcher, is still on here in the 8th. Split finger pitch that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Appreciate everybody for jumping in here with us tonight. As we say, whether you listen live or on delay, great to have you a part of this channel here tonight. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball has been hit to deep left field. If this ball stays fair, it's trouble. And this ball is gone. A home run for Yamakawa. A little bit of icing on the cake for Fukuoka as he extends the lead to 5-2. Yet another home run here by the Hawks in this one. By our counts, that is the 3rd home run here tonight. Imamiya, Kurihara, and now Yamakawa have increased the lead to 5-2. I don't even know if I'm comfortable with a 3-run lead, but it certainly looks a lot better than a 2-run lead if you're Fukuoka. as the big fella has deposited his first postseason home run of 2024 into the stands. That brings Kensuke Kondo to the plate. And Kondo is 1 for 3 in this one. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on it. It is lifted into shallow left field. Moving back on it is Mizuno, and he's got time and space, and he makes the catch. And Kondo is gone after just seeing one pitch. One pitch and one away it is. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. And for Imamiya tonight, he has been aboard all 3 times he's come to bat. He has a couple of singles and a home run to his name. So officially 3 for 3 here in this one tonight. And that run is a insurance marker there off the bat of Yamakawa. As we wait here, I want to see if Big Boss is making a pitching change, and he absolutely is. So we're going to have a little break on our hands here. The Fighters are going to their bullpen. We'll be back in just a few here. Big Boss is prolonging the inevitable for us. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a right-hander entering the fray. It's going to be Taisi Yanagawa, who is going to take over here for the Fighters. It'll be the 4th pitcher used tonight by Hokkaido, as he comes in with nobody on and 1 gone. In the 8th inning, he'll be slated to face Kenta Imamiya and then Tomoya Masaki. So as we were talking about Imamiya in the last half inning, he has been aboard all 3 times he's come to the plate. $5-11-0 for the Hawks, 2-7-0 for the Fighters is the line score. And the first pitch delivered it is a fastball swung on, popped up, shallow center field. Moving in underneath it is Matsumoto. He's called everybody off. He's going to make the catch, as that is going to retire Imamiya for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that is going to bring up left fielder Tomoya Masaki. Well, for Masaki, he's 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and an RBI. He's grounded out. He's had a sacrifice bunt. So he bats here with the bases empty and 2 gone in inning number 8. And here comes the pitch from the right-hander. It's a fastball taken at the knees for called strike. The count's 0-1. I'd be a little concerned if I was Masaki. That was a heck of a pitch there. I know the ball game right now, they're on the losing side and probably not using their better, higher leverage relievers. There's a split finger pitch that misses down. The count's 1-1. But boy, I'll tell you, if right-hander Yanagawa can pitch like he has here, they might consider stretching him out next year. And here comes the pitch. Pitch is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yamakawa looking to end the inning so the Fighters can get back on the sticks. 1-2 on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. Masaki's gone. He's out for out number 3, and that is going to do it. But not till the Hawks have added another run. 1 run, 1 hit on the solo home run by Yamakawa. No errors and nobody left the board. We are now moving to inning number 9, and it is the Fighters. Heart of the order for the Fighters coming to bat. That's Reyes, Manami, and Gunji. We'll be back in just a few after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the 9th inning, and it is time for Roberto Osuna to come in and close this one out for the Hawks, as the closer has just completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to resume the action. So Roberto Osuna is in, and he is going to be facing Reyes, Manami, and Gunji, so it's not going to be an easy tread for him. Our friend Shotgun Shell called tonight. We appreciated him for hanging out here with us as long as he did. I didn't know he was going to be with us here tonight, but off to bed he goes. Well, the first pitch from Osuna is a fastball delivered at 95 miles an hour. It just misses outside. Count is 1-0. Reyes tonight is 2 for 3. He's got a single, a home run, and he has struck out tonight, as the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 1-1 to Reyes. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Reyes had stepped out. Now he's asking for time. He's doing a little bit of gardening in that batter's box. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Osuna trying to close this one out to give the Hawks a 2-0 lead in the series. Fastball swung on and fouled away. It was on the fists. So Osuna going with his purple glove tonight. We've seen him with the pink glove. Now he has got a purple glove to work with here. So Osuna ready to go again. He holds at the belt, and here comes the pitch. Fastball down. Nice stop there by Takuya Kai. Runs the count to 2-2. Fighters need some base runners. Looked like that last pitch was a split finger pitch out of Osuna. I haven't really seen him deliver that a whole ton. I wonder if that is something that he's developing over in Japan. Can't remember that with the Blue Jays or with the Astros. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and missed, and Reyes is in the books for out number 1. And just like that, the Fighters are running out of outs. That is 1 in the books. That'll bring up the right fielder, Chusei Manami. Well, for Minami tonight, he is officially 0 for 2. He has grounded out, he has struck out, and he has walked. Right-hander Osuna working himself to the belt. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Game over at the Tokyo Dome is in the top of the 8th inning. 2-0 for the Bay Stars still. Fastball taken at the east for called strike. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. (5-2). The Hawks lead it here in the top of the 9th inning. Fighters are down to their final outs here, as the pitch is a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. Minami to be followed by Yuya Gunji. So here comes the offering to Minami. Osuna's not the quickest of workers. It slows down even more when there's people on base. There's a fastball that misses up, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Looking on is Hiromi Ito. Not exactly the start that the ace of the staff wanted for the Fighters. As the right-hander Osuna holds set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes full to Minami. And heck, I'd challenge him. I mean, even if Minami sticks one in the seats, still got a 2-run cushion here. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Chusei Minami. No, I need help here, do the Fighters, as they find themselves down by 3. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. A nice pitch there was off the outside corner, down and away. Minami went for a chase, and he's gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Yuya Gunji. Or at least it's slated to bring him up. So the Fighters are down to their final out here, as Roberto Osuna is trying to seal the deal here for the Hawks. As the first offering to Gunji's on the way, it's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Yuya Gunji. Do appreciate everybody who listened in tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. I'm sure some of you folks will pick up the feed, or some folks will pick up the feed tomorrow. Trying to listen it out. So here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded on 1 hop over to Imamiya. Fires across the diamond, and Yamakawa does hang on, and that is going to do it. It's a ground out 6-3. And that is going to be a ball game. That's going to give the Hawks here a 2-0 lead in the series. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Your final score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 5. The Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, no score. Listen, everybody, we appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. We're going to call it a night because we got a long day tomorrow ahead of us. Once again, everybody, thank you again for stopping in. Your final score in this one here is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 5, the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 2. Once again, we appreciate everybody who has listened in on the call of this one here tonight. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow. 2-0 is that scoreline over between the Bay Stars and the Giants. That game is still clipping along. It is in the top of the 8th inning. Last time we peeked in. We may go look at it before we call it a night ourselves. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.
I wanna